Hello, Gemini. I am here to give you a reading for January. My name is Adriana, and I have already pulled cards because it does take me a while to draw the cards. Usually, I feel over the cards to pull the right ones, and it'll take me sometimes a while to figure out which is the correct feeling. But I have been trying to get more cards to jump out. And you did have some cards jump out readily for your reading. Not as much as for Taurus, but your tarot cards definitely did jump out. So, I do have a sort of overview already on what it is, and your primary focus for this month is transformation. Transforming different areas of your life. And I'm getting from, because of your horoscope and your one card in particular, two cards, I'm thinking that you need to transform your relationships. I'm seeing that this is about you possibly realizing what you really want in the primary relationship in your life. A romantic partner, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. If you are not looking for that, or if you are already in a romantic relationship, it might be a transformation of the relationship that you already have. Your reading is a little bit more spread out than the previous two that I had. We're very much focused because I have gotten cards for various different things. So I'm pulling a CBT card that basically is just it's used for therapy, but it's for the way that you think. And so what I'm pulling it for is how you would benefit to change your thinking for the month of January. And what you got is notice the season. So paying attention to like the scenery outside and the food that you're eating. And what I'm taking away from that is that you need to slow down what it is that you're doing and what you're thinking about, and really take appreciation to what is going on around you, and the sorry, I lost my word. Events is not a good word, but I can't think. Activities, yes. To really appreciate the activities that you are doing. I have also pulled from the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. And this is for what you need to learn in January. And I was only going to pull one card, and you got two. You got be decisive and make better choices. So what I'm getting for that is, if it's coming to a romantic relationship, you need to be decisive on if the relationship that you're in right now is aligned for you, and if it's not, to get out of it. If you are not in a relationship, become decisive on what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you want, and make efforts to find someone with those traits specifically, instead of just kind of scouring the pool, so to speak, to see who is available, and trying to then play around with it to find out if they match what it is that you're looking for or not. Instead, be decisive on what you want, If you meet someone, possibly go on like a first date, be clear on that. Ask the questions that you need to find out so that you can, narrow down your time instead of going on a bunch of dates and having a bunch of relationships, to just, narrow that down more on your efforts. And then with the make better choices, they are more as learning from your mistakes. But also that could be make better choices about who it is that you do go on like dates with. But recognizing, things that you did in the past that you don't need to continue to do. Maybe things that you prioritized that you don't need to prioritize anymore. Such as maybe you have a routine of going home and watching like TikToks on your phone. Maybe that, is something that you don't want to continue doing. Let that go. Allow yourself to make better choices of your time and efforts. And then I also pulled, again, 2 cards for you for what it is that you need to let go in January. And this is from the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van Praagh. And you got loneliness, which says, I know that I am never alone. And happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And so what I'm getting from that is that it's not so much being lonely, but realizing that you can find that one partner, that one person, instead of having a bunch. Realizing that you can have that real close bond. So I'm getting really that my reading really focuses on those that are looking for a romantic partner right now. So if you are not in that situation at the moment, perhaps this reading is not meant for you at this time. But yes, I'm getting that you need to let go of your level of separation from intimacy. You need to find someone that you can really have that true intimate connection with, and that you will find that by being decisive. And then recognizing then that if you are happy with that person, maybe they are the right person for you. And being decisive on what it is that you can and cannot overlook. So if someone makes you happy, but they have some trait that you think that you don't want, perhaps that isn't as important to you as you think it is. So just be decisive on those. And then I also pulled a card for what it is that you need to focus on for January. And this is from the Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle deck by John Holland. And your card is support. It says people come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. So again, you need to focus on relationships. You need to focus on, taking what you can from all of your interactions. That is what you should focus on, is the relationships that you do have. The relationships, no matter how small, even the random stranger that you run into at the grocery store. But recognizing the importance of those that you have a closer bond with, and strengthening that bond instead of having a bunch of people that you can have these limited relationships with. Really nurture the stronger relationships that you have so that they can grow and flower into something really beautiful, possibly romantic. And so then for your actual tarot cards, I pulled 6 of Wands. Okay, yes, and this is from the Arcanum Tarot by Renata Lechner. So your card, I will put this on the screen as well, but is you riding in on the right stallion, with armor. It's almost like you come through a battle, and so I think December might have been a lot. December might have felt like a lot, and that you have been putting off doing things, but you've weathered that storm, you've come out of that battle, and the things that you possibly put off from in December that you're going to do now in January, you have that extra oomph. You have that confidence and vitality in order to accomplish those goals. You are confident to ride into battle or to return home after the battle because you know that you have done a good job. You have accomplished what you have set out to do, and that it's okay to reward yourself for that. It's okay to be happy about a job well done. And your other card is the 4 of Wands, which again, you have whichever one of these people you would see as yourself. You have a partner there with you. You have support. And you are celebrating. You're celebrating the work that you have done, last month, but also the entire year, your entire life, to really celebrate you, and who you are, and finding the person, the people that will celebrate you, and bring you up for the accomplishments that you have. And when you do that, you will have, harmony come into your life and your relationships specifically. And then your last card is the Emperor, which I always forget what the actual meaning of these cards are, and I can't remember what this one is. But again, it's an emperor wearing fineries. So there's a level of accomplishment in this as well. And he's holding a sort of staff. So recognizing the power that you have to move forward. And he's looking out over the balcony, so that could have to do with you noticing the season, perhaps taking more time to look around and observe your life and what it is that you have in your life. And there's a hawk there, and we have seen things with a hawkeye's view. So looking towards the future, but also if I don't actually know how a hawk's eyes work. I don't know if it means, I think that when you use that term, it means that you can focus in and see something very far away, but maybe taking that off and looking a larger at everything around you. So noticing more of your life as a whole component. No, a component is a part. As a whole unity instead of the individual components. And your rune card that I pulled which I cannot pronounce runes, but it's Hagalas, which this one also means the ending, beginning, transformation, radical change, disruption, and completion. So we're getting that you have completed certain things, and that this month is a new beginning for you. And with that, you can transform your life and your relationships specifically. And if you don't, if you hold on to, well, I shouldn't say hold on to these relationships. You don't have to cut any relationships off. But if you don't nurture them to make them more strong and bonded, that you might have conflicts come up. This might not even be with the person, it might be internal. You might begin to feel disconnected, even if you have people surrounding you. So this can also be more of an internal transformation. The way that you interact with people and the way that you connect, perhaps you need to open up more about your feelings and your inner thoughts. So with that is your January reading. I hope to see you in February.